because I was curious and because I felt like I could have a bit of context now that I've played quite a bit of this game, I went to the Wikipedia to see like what the hell was up with the development of this. Like, what was the story here? And wow, what a mess. What a mess this was. I didn't expect it to be so... I mean, I guess I did because I heard even someone in the chat mentioned how much production hell this game was in. But just reading about it was like, oh my god, this game was like it's a miracle that it exists at all. I don't know if you know like kind of how the development went, but essentially, first of all, we joked last time that like, oh, they stole Dante's Sparkle. They actually did. Capcom unironically stole it from him. Because one of the things, first of all, Mission 10, 2 lights will open the sealed door and guide the hunter to the deep underground. I'll finish what I was saying after this. Okay, so one of the things that I read is that legitimately there was a producer at Capcom who essentially mandated, like, I don't like how much of a smartass this Dante guy is. You gotta make him like more serious and mature. Worst fucking decision anybody has ever made. What kind of insane person was like, this Dante guy, he's just too much fun. I'm gonna need you to make him like at least 40% more boring. What? And you know, that's just as far as Dante, which that explains that. Like, I didn't know if it was just like, oh, maybe it's a new team of writers, they didn't really know how to write him. No, it was that, like, it was an intentional change, which makes it almost even crazier, because it wasn't just, like, incompetence, it was, like, an active choice. That's crazy. But yeah, that's just as far as Dante. The game itself, like, basically didn't even have a director for, like, half of its life cycle in development. Like, they wanted a new DMC game because DMC was really popular. And I guess they basically were like, it was kind of a weird process going on at Capcom anyway, because a lot of developers were kind of being moved from the arcade divisions to the home console divisions, since, you know, that the tech and the consumer base and everything were shifting quite a bit there. And so there were all these people working on this game who had never really worked on a home console release before and were used to working on like arcade fighting games and shit like that. And the old director was, I think, either put on a different project or they like asked him for his ideas with this game and then just decided to move with it like without him. Kamiya, the director of the previous game. And so it was just this like kind of chaotic development where a bunch of people who hadn't worked on the previous game were working on this, and people who had worked on the previous game were gone from this one. And, you know, you have these producers who don't really understand, it seems like, the spirit of DMC and like what resonated with people in the first place. Just wanting to get another one of these out the door because it was popular. And then I guess like the new director, I think it's Itsuno. So he didn't join the project until like halfway through development. Like they basically, from what I understand, and that's I guess why, like, I don't know, maybe it's like you can't really blame him entirely for this. What's happening here? I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, I can't fucking do anything because this stupid fucking lock-on system. Oh my god. Okay, so there is one over here. I don't know how I didn't see this before. Okay. But yeah, it seems like genuinely it seems like he did everything he could, because he was handed this project where, from what I understand, it was like just a mess of stuff. Like there was no structure. Half of the like enemies and levels just like weren't done at all. There was like all this stuff that needed to be done, and they just like handed him this like handful of messy parts and were like, can you fix this? Can you like make something out of this? It's like, I'll fucking try. Please. Okay, why is it... What is happening here? Aiming sucks with the great... Is it worse with the greatsword? I've been using the greatsword since before some of these started showing up. So I'm not like super sure if that's a disadvantage of it, but I guess I could try the other sword. Wait, let me... Is there a way to, like, quick switch weapons? Because... Oh, just the sword moveset in general. Gotcha. Oh, I feel like I saw it in, in DMC1, I swear I heard someone say that, like... Okay, what the fuck am I missing? I feel like I heard someone say you could, like, click in the right stick to, like, switch between Ifrit and the sword or something like that, and I just never did that. Oh... So yeah, I guess, from what I understand... Okay, cool. From what I understand, I don't remember the year that this came out. I think it was 2003, and, they, I guess, were, like, showing off demos of this game in, like, I'm gonna get the months wrong because I don't remember the exact months, but I remember the gist of, like, the time span. Imagine, like, they were basically showing demos of this off to the public in, like, July or something like that. And it was set to release in, like, October. And they said something like 60% of the game was done. Like, and... And there are stories from, like, people that worked on the game that are basically, yeah, it didn't matter what you were working on at the time because it was, like, that down to the wire, where they had a release date, and it was, like, like a miracle to even get it done by that release date because they were literally, like, doing promotion of the game and putting out trailers and release dates and stuff before it was even remotely finished. Like, the story of this game's development seems like an absolute nightmare. Yeah, bad comms. Bad comms. So when I play this game, and I feel, what is happening with the camera right now? Hello? That was weird. Okay. So yeah, when I play this game and I feel all the like weird rough edges and just like I even mentioned before how like wow, okay, what is going on with the camera? Can I like speaking of rough edges, holy shit. I even mentioned specifically like why does the sound design feel like weird and like unfinished? Mothra. There goes Dante not speaking again. What's your favorite Dante line? Mine is points gun in silence. Hello? They put my boy on ADHD meds. It's crazy. I'm trying to get some health. Yeah, it's like in some ways, it's like I respect the fact that they were able to do fucking anything because it's just, it was such a goddamn mess that like, it feels like this shouldn't exist. You don't remember this, boss. This thing just appears to be taking no damage. This does, though. You thought it was Dark Souls for a second. What the hell? Yeah, I almost have to give respect to the devs who, like, managed to push anything out the door after hearing about, like, what the hell development was like. Unfortunately, that doesn't make the game itself any better. But it's like, oh my god. I get it. I understand everything now. It all makes sense. Can I, like, double trigger these guys or something? Because they're just, like, not appearing to take really any damage. Is this just another case of, like... Oh my god, is this just another case of I have to shoot the boss? Are you fucking kidding me? This feels like a fucking troll game sometimes. Okay. Oh, I got swallowed again. Larva. How long am I gonna be fighting these fucking worms? Okay. The infinite larva fight is real. Oh my god. Wait, what things in Ocarina are you talking about? Okay. That happened. I see. It's if you don't kill him fast enough. Again, don't know why I'm even gonna do this. Yeah. Okay, so... Here? I got a blue orb fragment. That's cool. Oh, the bottom opened up. Right. Okay. My bad. Yeah, the... That's what I mean. This game feels like a troll game sometimes. Like, if this game was self-aware... Just like, yeah, open up the map, dipshit. Here you go. Mission 11. He wields a spear and is obeyed by the wolves. His single eye possesses knowledge and hate. He is the one who brings misfortune. Okay. Maybe I could level up his sword again soon. Yeah, before you came in here, I was relaying how I had gone onto the Wikipedia and looked at some of the development history for this game, since you were mentioning how much of a mess it was in the other stream, and holy shit, you weren't kidding. Insanity. How the fuck do you start development of a game, like, without a real director? Like, how does that even happen? You're just like, hey, anyone want to, like, be in charge of this project? It's like 50% done. We kind of just been, like, throwing it together, however. You. Do you want to, like, be in charge of all these people who have no idea what they're doing and, like... From what I understand... DMC3 was, unironically, Itsuno's, it's Itsuno being like, dude, I swear to God I can do better than this. If you give me, like, a real development cycle, I promise you I can do better than this. Do you want to be in charge? Also, this game comes out in 3 months with no progress. Yeah. What was it? I want to find after this level. I want to go find the part of the Wikipedia I was reading, because the stuff that they had done was like, yeah, so we like made some concept sketches and like modeled one of the swords. You can handle the rest, right? It was like, it's crazy. Was that a shoulder bash? Did I not know Dante could do that? Yeah, I'm kind of knowing how like fucking stupid the like corporate in the game industry seems to be sometimes. I'm surprised they let Itsuno continue to direct DMC after this. Like I'm surprised they didn't just like throw all the blame on him and be like, "Oh, fire this guy. It's his fault." I don't even remember seeing the shoulder bash in the, like, move list. Which is what's confusing to me. I will admit, now that I have, like, gotten used to this sort of clunky controls, the combat doesn't feel that bad. Like, I feel like I've gotten used to it where I can work with it now. But I'm willing to bet if I went back to DMC 1 and did a second playthrough, I would be able to have the same familiarity with it, and it would probably feel better. The game definitely encourages press square the game. But if you're willing to fight against that and like try to do cool shit anyway, then like it can be fun. You can you can force this game. It was just suffer through this. And there's a lot of instances where no, you actually can't even force the fun. It is going to make you, oh my god. Fucking Indiana Jones shit. Yeah, the infested chopper. That like borderline made me want to just like quit this whole game. I was just like, what are we fucking doing here? Like, what is this? Can I like... I'm so confused by that. Gotta dodge it Indiana Jones style. Can I, like, dodge through it? Or was there a dodging place I wasn't seeing? Oh, god damn it. This is just my incompetence. I'm fully willing to admit when it's not the game, it's actually just me being bad. I might go Devil Trigger. Just run crazy fast. Fuck's the ball gonna do? Okay. Wow, this actually is Indiana Jones shit. Let me down! Okay. Jump too high. Maybe I can get on top of here? Just like do something up here? Not quite. Nope. I don't know what it wants me to do here. God fucking damn it, this jump. It feels like I have to get on top of here just because, like, I don't see anything else to do. But I don't think that's actually the case. Can I do anything with, like, these? Can I can't interact with the door. Can't do anything over here. Do I have any, like, items? Anything? Oh. Just hit it more than I hit it. Okay. In my defense, the wall wasn't reacting at all. It just looked like it wasn't doing any damage to it. Okay. Oh boy. DMC platforming. Oh. I've said before, at least it's not as bad as the first game. Like, the platforming is still, it's This is certainly no Mario 64. But it's not the worst platforming I've had to deal with. Submachine guns. Compact submachine guns with high accuracy. Seriously? Okay. We'll see how those... I can't help but feel this is gonna, like, trivialize things even further. God. Okay. I'm gonna hope that this is not going to be as painful of a platforming sections as some of those ones in the first game. Really can't see too well. Really just not... Yeah, DM can't see is a powerful enemy. Oh. Oh, I'm in pain. Could I, like... Oh, wow. You just forgot about it. What the fuck? Wait. Okay, why did I not land on the... Why did it... I don't know. I don't know. So, we talked about Lucia when I started this stream. I asked Trudon because he's beat this game. And the consensus is that, like, most of the game is pretty similar. So I'm most likely gonna hop in and try her moveset and just, like, see what's different about her, but not do a full playthrough, and just, like, anything that's different, I might just, like, look up on YouTube. Can I actually, like, just not see what's, like, going on? Red orbs. Okay. Can I just, like... Can I just, like, get up here or something? No. I feel like... Yeah, it's, like, right there where I have to go. Okay, so... Couldn't I theoretically get on these? And then... jump over this way? Yeah. Wow! So you actually just have to make a jump where you can't see where you're jumping to. I just assumed there was a different path, because that would be silly if it made you jump to a place off screen. Turns out I was the silly one. But yeah, there is part of me that feels like, for the sake of, like, getting the full experience, even with a game that I don't really care for like this. I, like, kind of do want to play Her Story. But just when I really consider in my head, like, do I want to start 3? Or do I want to do another playthrough of 2? It's just like, I don't know. I don't know about that. These fucking wolves again. I forgot about these fucking wolves. Oh my. Why does it feel like shit suddenly got really real? Why does it feel like shit got really real all of a sudden? Dark Souls. Okay. Oh my god. The camera. Yeah, this feels like a real boss, which is a crazy statement, but like, I feel challenged, which is weird for this game. Did the dogs die? Holy hell. Okay. No, you have to dodge. You can't just outrange. Got it. Okay. I'll use this. Yeah. Those horizontal strikes, I mean those vertical strikes are rough. These dogs. Shit. Whoa. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh! Oh, I'm so close. I think that's the first boss I've died to. Oh, what? Oh. Gold orbs are an actual revive now, not just a... You get to not restart the entire level? Oh, huh. Okay. That's a massive change then. That is a huge change to yellow or gold orbs now. Damn. Good boss. I can't believe I'm saying it, but good boss. Reminded me of some of the, like, what was it? Nero Angelo fights in the first game. Just like actual sword user with a decent moveset. Fast. You have to actually kind of lock in, pay attention, react to the moves. I don't know about the dogs. They were kind of just more of an annoyance than anything, but I don't know. Having to focus on multiple... That's why I said Dark Souls at the beginning, because, like, felt like walking into the God, what's it called? Not Taurus Demon. The other, you know what demon I'm talking about. Felt like walking into that little arena with the two dogs at his side. But it's so weird. Just like every once in a while, there's this little like spark of something that could have been way better that shines through in this game. Let me... I want to pull up the wiki article I was talking about. Yeah, what was it? Since the producer didn't like the joke-cracking wise-ass Dante of Devil May Cry, he was re-envisioned as a grown-up and taciturn. Morihashi believes the game's story was outsourced to a non-company writer. Why do that? Why would you ever do that? Let's see. Some of the other crazy stuff that I read. I just thought this was funny. Despite fluffier hair, Dante's redesign emphasized his elegance, but the accompanying personality change did not endear all. Future series character designer Tatsuya Yoshikawa couldn't play the game because Dante's face was a little too scary. He is kind of scary in this game. Global player surveys about the original influenced the sequel's design. People complained of the locked camera viewpoint being disorienting. A lot of effort has been put into addressing this issue and making scene transitions smoother. I think that has been somewhat successful in some instances, and not in others. The two areas people seemed most pleased with in the first game were how cool a character Dante was and the level of action. So we upped the action and made him even slicker. A lie. That is a lie. They watered down the action and made Dante boring. The production of Devil May Cry 2 was a very difficult process, with the staff struggling against its lack of both know-how in 3D action games and manpower due to other titles concurrently in the works within the division. By the point, they had around 6 months left before the deadline. Studio One director Hideaki Itsuno had finished work on Capcom vs. SNK 2 and was doing the early conception of what became Dragon's Dogma. Since he appeared to be idle, his boss ordered his entrance into Team Devil. Itsuno was asked to reorganize the project in a supplementary role, which effectively meant taking over leadership, as upper management saw it as directorless. In exchange, he would go uncredited, but ended up the only director listed in the final version of the game. 6 months! 6 months before the game was supposed to come out. And they asked this dude, do you want to come direct this game? He said this: there was a lot of drama over my replacing the old director, and I have nothing but bad memories about that part in particular. But basically, they said that nothing was getting done, and that needed to change. The scenario hadn't been written, the cutscenes had yet to be shot, and they hadn't decided what to do about Dante's Devil Trigger. 6 months! 6 months before the game released. I don't know what Devil Trigger should be. They had determined that at least the Stinger attack was essential, so at least they had someone who was going to take care of that. But none of the other attacks had been worked on at all. The core mechanic of the game is walking around with like a sword and guns and having like a little like move set. Hadn't worked on any of the attacks. 6 months before release. What the fuck? It says Itsuno was angered at his assignment and took on the job in a burning his own bridges way. He originally planned a complete overhaul, which would detach the game from the Devil May Cry intellectual property. He says, part of me was dissatisfied because I hadn't started with the project from day one. As far as I was concerned, that didn't amount to a proper level of involvement with DMC. According to Nara, says, the final days of development on DMC were wild. I joined the team right near the end as the deadline was approaching, and it's no exaggeration to say that every available staff member was mobilized. They even recruited non-team members such as myself. DMC2 just yanked out all these members from other teams who had been busy working on their own projects. Morihashi, who handled a multitude of odd jobs, found the toil taxing to the point of coughing blood. He says, I was living close to the company, so I'd get home around dawn, bathe, change clothes, and then head right back. I was practically sleeping at work so I couldn't be late. I'd even taken naps during lunch breaks. Despite the situation, he was still invested in the series and asked for Kamiya's advice on how to tackle a sequel featuring Virgil. When he joined in February 2002, the story, characters, and designs were largely finished, with much to do about gameplay. The stages were mostly there, but not the missions. It was like we had all the trappings done, but not the filling, which made things very hard. At some point, the game's release date was moved up 4 months. This is the part that I was talking about that was crazy about them showing off the game while it still wasn't done. It says Devil May Cry 2 was revealed at a quarterly financial presentation on 13th of May to be released on the second half of fiscal year 2002. A trailer was showcased later that month at E3. Tanaka was vague in disclosing many of the game's features. No concrete information could be given about the orb system because Team Devil was still working on it. Enemy voices and sound effects were recorded in July. Capcom pegged its launch window in early September. Devil May Cry 2 was 65% complete around then. It was showcased with a 2-mission long playable demo at the end of the month at Tokyo Game Show, where it was the most popular game at the Capcom booth. With a combination of media and visitor votes, it was one of the 15 titles that won Award for Excellence of the inaugural Game Awards Future category at CESA Game Awards. Tanaka stated Team Devil were in the final stages of development during his victory speech. That demo was released on a Dengeki PS2 bundled disc. Dude! Okay. Wait, what is it? Yeah, it says, Itsuno did everything he could while struggling to release a quality finished product in the conditions the game was. He accomplished everything his superiors wanted from him, but wasn't satisfied. he didn't want Devil May Cry 2 to be his legacy within the series. So before development had wrapped, Itsuno asked his higher-ups for Devil May Cry 3, with himself as director from the start of the project. He rallied Team Devil to stay for it. Some members shared his sentiment, with many wanting to work with what they learned making Devil May Cry 2. With regards to player reception, Devil May Cry 2 pleased those who found the original too difficult, but drove much of the player base away, which made Team Devil's goal to win them back. So, crazy story. And I'm sure there's so much more to it than that. I'm sure there's even more, both stuff that, like, fans probably know that I don't, since I'm just reading about this, but also I'm sure there's tons of stuff nobody knows other than the people who were in those offices. Just sounds like the most chaotic, like, thrown together with popsicle sticks and glue kind of game that I've heard of in recent memory. Just wild.